you just binge ate again, even though you told yourself that the last time was the last freaking time. Yet you find yourself in the same cycle again. And you are wondering what in the world is wrong with you, because you always feel terrible after you do it. So why do you keep doing it? That is exactly how I felt every single time I binged, which I've had to have binged at least 1,000 times in my lifetime at this point. And so today I am going to talk about what I did after I binged that helped me finally overcome 10 long, torturous years of binge eating. Now, if you are new to this channel, hello and welcome. My name is Vivian, and I help women overcome yo-yo dieting and finally develop a positive and healthy relationship with food and their body. And I am going to cover what I did, what I switched my mindset to after I would binge that helped me finally overcome it after 10 long, terrible years where I would think about food 24/7. I couldn't even function as a human. I couldn't do my work. I couldn't study. I couldn't even interact with people because I was always thinking about food. And you probably know what I'm talking about. You literally feel like food runs your life. And you're like, does anyone else feel this crazy, or is there just something wrong with me? Because that's exactly how I felt. And what I'm going to tell you first and foremost is that I work with so many women, and you are not alone. Like, you may think that you eating junk food, candy, cookies, ice cream, Taco Bell in your closet, in your car, like hiding away, you're like, there's something wrong with me. I'm the only person that does this. You're not. It's just people don't talk about it. But like, let me tell you right now, you're not alone. So let's clear that up first and foremost. So what I switched my mindset to after I would binge was, instead of going, this is the last time, I swear to God, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Why do I suck? None of that talk anymore. Cut it. None of that talk anymore. We're going to switch it to, all right, what happened? What emotion was I trying to solve with food? And how can I better prepare for the future? So I'm going to give you a few examples of how I was able to reflect and then prepare better for the future whenever I would binge. A few circumstances would lead me to binge or be more likely to binge. And I'm going to talk about 4 of them. Number 1 being just getting too hungry, waiting too long between meals, and not scheduling my meals. I would just wait. I would eat and then go, okay, I'll just wait until I'm like really hungry and then I'll eat again. The issue with that is when you are so hungry, at that point, you are eating, you want to eat so quickly because your body is starving of nutrients. You are ravenous, and it's so much easier to binge eat and overeat because it's hard to control yourself when you've already gotten to that point of getting too hungry. So what I had to do for future situations was go, okay, I need to plan out and regularly schedule my meals at regular intervals throughout the day. So instead of going 6-7 hours without eating, I'm going to eat every 3 hours, because I realized that that was the gap between meals that left me still feeling hungry for my next meal, but not ravenous. So for you, that might be every 2 hours, every 4 hours, every 5 hours, but test out different meal spacing and meal timings to figure out what cadence is best for you and your body and your schedule. But do not let yourself get so hungry to the point where you're ravenous and it just inevitably leads you to binge eat or overeat. And if you're like, well, I have a really busy work schedule, I have a lot of meetings, bring a snack in with you, something that you can, like a protein shake. You can down a protein shake in less than 1 minute. You have time between meetings, even if you need to say, hey, I gotta go to the restroom, go get your protein shake and drink it. You need to fuel your body. I don't care how busy you are. You need to fuel your body, especially if you want to overcome binge eating and overeating and emotional eating once and for all. You need to prioritize yourself and your health. So number one is not letting yourself go too long between meals to the point where you become ravenous. Number two, for me, is feeling lonely at night. So before I met my significant other, I would just completely isolate myself. I would never reach out to friends. I was so tired after work. I was like, I just want to lay on the couch. But here's the thing. I was starved of human connection, and I would definitely call myself an introvert. But even us introverts, we need human connection. We were not built as humans to be isolated. We thrive in a community, in connecting with other human beings. We thrive on love. So even though you may be exhausted and tired, making an effort even once a week to go meet a friend or join a group near you. Join a running group or a workout class. Put yourself out there. Download Bumble BFF. I've done that before. No shame. Go out and meet people. Put yourself out there. It takes bravery and courage, yes. But again, you sitting at home with your tub of ice cream and slice of pizza and glasses of wine, it's not doing you any justice, my friend. So develop the courage and bravery to go out and meet friends or reach out to an old one that you haven't talked to in a while so that you guys can reconnect. I also did that, and truly it was amazing how much human connection and bonding with other humans can heal so much hurt and pain inside of you where you no longer feel the need to go to food. Number three is similar to number two, but I like to categorize it in its own territory, which is boredom. So usually for people during work, they don't really think about food quite as much because they're so focused on their work. They have other things to think about. But as soon as work is over and they're alone with their thoughts, it's food city. Food is all they can think of because they don't have anything else to focus on. Especially if you're sitting down to watch Netflix, it's so easy to just grab a bag of chips and then snack on that while you are watching something. So my advice to you there, and what I did as well, is find hobbies that feel like play, that don't feel like work. Find hobbies that you can do after work. And if you don't have any hobbies, I want you to literally Google 10 easy hobbies to do at home. And if on the list you're reading it and you're thinking, oh, that doesn't sound fun, I don't want to do that. If you've never tried it before, I'm going to tell you, don't knock it. Do not knock it until you try it, because you really do not know what you would and wouldn't like until you actually do it. Again, all of the advice I'm giving you, it takes work and effort, but if you want to overcome binge eating and yo-yo dieting, you're going to have to put in some effort and take some different actions than you're used to taking, because the only way to be different person, to have different habits, is to take different actions than the one that you've been taking. And the one that you've been taking is probably, oh, I just won't binge tomorrow. I'll be better. You probably told yourself that every day for the last, year, 2 years, 3 years. It hasn't gotten you anywhere. And that's because you need to do something different to get a different result. And that is connecting with other humans, going out and finding hobbies, join a workout class, do the things that scare you, because that is actually where your recovery, that's where the gold lies. And I'm telling you from personal experience and through the hundreds of women that I have coached through this. It's not from more willpower and being hard on yourself and being meaner to yourself. It's by actually expanding your community and your hobbies into things that bring you joy and light and love. So that was number three. And last but not least, number four is, oh gosh, I lost it. Number four, we have overeating. Hold on. Ooh. And number four, last but not least, is not having enough variety in your diet. If you are like me and you are a creature of habit, you probably like to eat the same thing every day. You don't feel the need to switch it up, which is great, until you are having such strong cravings because you are so bored of what you've been eating every day. Your body is actually craving different nutrients. It's craving variety. And so it makes you more likely to binge and want to overeat, especially if you are now eating something that is hyper palatable, that is something that you don't normally eat. So whenever I notice that feeling creep up where my body's asking for more variety in my diet and I can tell that I'm getting bored of what I'm currently eating, that is my sign that I need to switch things up. And you don't have to switch up everything that you're eating. Personally, what I like to do is add in a small dessert because I love me some sugar. I will add in a small dessert after dinner, but something that my body is not used to. Again, just to give my brain and body a little dopamine hit that I've been looking for. But when you wait until your cravings are so high, it's hard to control yourself, and it's so much more likely that you're going to binge. So you start implementing variety after dinner or whenever you want to in your diet, just a little, even like a little cookie after dinner, something that gives you some excitement, a small portion of it, and implementing that into your diet every day gives you that feeling of, you're getting that variety, you're getting excitement in your diet, so that feeling of wanting to binge doesn't build up and then cause you to just say, screw it, I'm just going to go through all the drive-thrus. I'm going to go to the grocery store and pick up everything I've been craving and then go to town, which if you struggle with binging, you've probably been there, because I know I definitely have. So I hope that this video was helpful for you. I know, trust me, I know firsthand what it's like being in the cycle. But again, I'm telling you, if you want a different result, you have to do different things. And I know for me, I was not willing to go out and meet people, to find new hobbies, to not beat myself up. I was like, I just need more willpower. And I was stuck in that for 10 years. I'm like, all right, Vivian, when are you going to realize that you're doing the same thing and it is clearly not working? You need a new strategy. So really taking that step back and going, okay, what emotion am I trying to solve with food? And what are other healthy outlets that I can go to or have that feel that emotion or soothe that emotion that I'm trying to soothe and solve with food, which really only works temporarily until I realize, oh God, I'm so out of control with my eating and drinking habits and I feel like absolute crap. And you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, if you want to work with me one-on-one to finally overcome yo-yo dieting, binge eating, emotional eating, and overeating, then go to my website, www.teamevolve.co, and submit an application form to work with me one-on-one, and I will reach out to you directly. All right. And if you want to follow me on my other social medias, you can also follow me on Instagram at Vivian No, and on TikTok at Vivian No with an underscore at the end, where I post more content on overcoming yo-yo dieting and binge eating. If you want to see more binge eating and yo-yo dieting content from me on here on YouTube, then go ahead and click this video right here. And lastly, thank you so much for being here and for supporting this channel. I am sending you so much love and compassion on your journey, and I know that you can overcome this. You've got this, my friend.